25-0378, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to enter into a purchase agreement with 5A Group for the procurement of a drive test scanner for the Aurora Police Department in a total amount not to exceed $170,000.
All right, thank you. This item, this is the third time it's coming before the Finance Committee. In my 13 years, this is the first time I've seen something come back a third time. For the record, it came through Finance Committee and passed 5-0 on 5/15/2025. It came back as one of my first meetings. Actually, it came back on 9/25/2025, again passed 5-0. So here we are today. I'm not sure what more we need to talk about in regards to this. I did ask for information from staff, how many alderpersons reached out to police, purchasing, and legal. The response was only 2. Only one of those 2 is on this committee. So I would say I like to keep it limited towards, at this point, to the request of Alderman Franco, who made the motion to bring it back. If you can talk to us a little bit about your thoughts, so we can figure out how we move forward with your thoughts on this subject matter as well.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
So I think this item is wonderful, but it was brought to our attention that there may be some shenanigans, nefarious dealings, maybe misrepresentation of who the vendor is. So with that out there, I just want to clarify that. I just want to make sure that we're buying from somebody legitimate, that we're comfortable with that, and that's really what it is, because I think this is a good thing. I just want to make sure that we're not entertaining with somebody we should be doing business with. That's all.
Bill Rowley, Commander of the Aurora Police Department. To speak to that specific concern, what I would like to share again is part of the procurement process for the city requires that someone like me or someone at the police department who identifies a need for whether it's a piece of technology or training or some other service that's supplied by a vendor, our job is to first identify the need and locate potential vendors that could fill that need. In this case, we did that. We reached out, for instance, to Joliet Police Department, who had a similar piece of equipment. The detective who uses this equipment or will be using this equipment most frequently was involved in that process. Once we identified that there was a vendor available, in fact, at that time we knew of 2 vendors, just through some informal research, we reached out to both of those vendors. The vendor in question, 5A Group, at that time was the only one that responded to our initial inquiries. That vendor at that time provided a sole source letter, and that sole source letter was not for the piece of equipment itself, but for its total scope of work, which included the equipment, training, various certifications, on-site delivery, a total scope of work, and that was the pretense under which that vendor supplied that sole source letter. We brought that to Finance Committee and then subsequently to Committee of the Whole in the spring. And after some discussion at that time, I was made aware at that time that there was some concerns over something about the vendor that may or may not have precluded him from being a valid vendor for the city. So in the spirit of full transparency, I offered to take it back to a formal RFQ through the purchasing division, and that was accomplished. Once again, this was put out, and 5A Group was the lowest responsible bidder, and then we brought it back through again. What I can tell you is that's the process that we followed then, and it's the process that we always follow anytime we're looking for a vendor to supply a piece of equipment or a service or something like that. Our job, and at that time my job specifically, was to make sure that we followed the purchasing rules that have been set up by the city. I communicated with Jolene Coulter, and I let her know what our ask was here, and I followed her guidelines as she understood them from the city rules. I don't know if this person is a good person or a bad person, if they pay their taxes, if they, I don't know what their political affiliation is, and I would be frank with the Finance Committee, I don't have an interest in that. If the person is a responsible bidder per the purchasing policies of the city, then if that's the person selected, that's the person that I would endorse for the product, or the vendor that I would endorse for the product. If there is something about a vendor that would make them an unresponsible bidder for that product, I rely on the guidance of purchasing to make those determinations. For example, if the person owes money to the city, if they reneged on prior deals with the city, or if there was some other fiduciary thing that they failed to complete and made them ineligible, then purchasing would let me know that that's not a viable candidate, and I would move on. In this case, none of those things came back. As I understood it, the vendor passed all the checks that were put in place at the city purchasing level, and we've moved forward. Once again, we don't, if we're looking to buy paper clips, we don't look to see if the company that makes paper clips also, doesn't recycle or is involved in something that I would personally think is improper. We go for the lowest responsible bidder by the city's guidelines. So that's where we are today. Right. And I don't know if Jolene is available. I don't know if she has more to add to this. I see she's available in the galley.
I just want to make sure that Alderman Franco is satisfied with the response and he's ready to vote. 'Cause I want to keep pounding something into the ground here. It's the third time here to the committee.
Right.
The city council supported him in bringing it back to finance. I mean, I would have said we keep it there or we bring it back to COW, but it came here.
So I guess for me, if you're comfortable based on what you know, if Jolene's comfortable with what she knows, then I'm good. I just wanted to make sure, when you get new information, you just don't want to just rush ahead and then, oh shoot, maybe we should have looked at that. So as of now, if you're good with it, then I'm good with it. I just wanted to make sure, because there was no urgency to get it done on that day, so it was not time critical, but I just wanted to make sure that there's a comfort level. If there is, we trust the police. We just told you how much we think your grades are great. So that's all I wanted to hear. That was all.
Sure, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. That's all I had. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Chairman?
Dan,
I'm trying to get
short
out.
leash here on this one.
Okay,
We can't keep pounding a dead horse here.
I just want to get my mind around this, okay? So we're talking nationwide? This is the only product, and there's only 1 or 2 potential vendors nationwide for this? I'm trying to get my mind around that.
Sure. And again, this might be something that Jolene may be able to give more authority to, but we put a request out nationally, and these were this was the lowest responsible vendor.
Jolene Coulter, Director of Purchasing. We did this through OpenGov. We used the contacts that APD had provided us for LexisNexis, this 5-8 group, and we Google searched. I mean, we did the Google search and tried to find other vendors that could provide similar services.
Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm still trying to.
Okay, well, I
understand,
recommend
but-
this. I mean, I made a statement here earlier. Only 2 alderpersons reached out to any of the 3 groups at least once. I was one of them. You know, to bring it back to this committee without having also opportunity to reach out and speak to staff, which they avail themselves all the time. Again, I respect the city council's decision to send it back here. We have no choice. But I think it's ready to move forward to a vote, and we can continue asking questions if anybody has concerns towards city council, COW meeting. But I'd really love to see this go back to city council. I would not like, I mean, I don't know what the value is to go back to COW. Can we do that? Do we have to make a motion in regards to sending it back to city council if it's voted in an affirmative?
Chairman, can I just make one comment in response to Alderman Burrell's point? The purchasing division does an excellent job in trying to solicit quotations, bids, so on and so forth. In the end, though, there's only so much control that they have. They can only deal with the people that come to the table that submit bids and so on and so forth. So I don't think there's anything deficient in what they've done to bring us to this point. The bids were what they were, and I think Commander's kind of spoken to that as well.
Yeah. Is Patrick still here? Mr. Collins, Patrick Collins? Can you just verify real quick that if we vote this in affirmative, it goes back to city council, or do we have to make a motion as well onto this resolution?
Good afternoon, Patrick Collins, Assistant Corporation Counsel. I would recommend that it would go to COW, then it has the opportunity to go on the consent agenda. If it goes direct to council, it would go to the 25th. I believe that it would go as new business, and you would need a motion in order to be able to.
Okay, well, the only reason I asked for it is because this is like, this is the 3rd time through here, right? It just seems like we're slowing this down. If it passes here, we're going to continue slowing this down. It's been a while since the 5th of this month, of this year.
It wouldn't be up for final approval until the 25th anyways.
Okay.
The next city council meeting would be the 25th. COW is on the 18th.
All right. Okay, so with that said, do I have a motion to move this forward?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion from Alderman Carl Franco. Do I have a second? I'll second it to move it forward. I know I can send a second motion to approve and move forward. So with that said, I will take a voice call vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Ed, what are you? We're 2-2 right now, Ed. Are you up or down? We can't hear you, Ed.
Yes, we're sending it back to COW.
All right, so the A's have it, 3-2, to move it forward to COW. Clerk, do we have anything else? Thank you very much, Commander Rowley.
Motion to adjourn.
And